Hello, guys. We will be starting very shortly. Yes, a very good evening to all the enthusiasts. I hope you guys are doing great. Hello, I, Aditi Gaikwad, host for the today's event. Welcome you all for the yet another event filled with the fun and knowledge packed that is Jetpack Compose Camp. As you have a brief idea about Android and Kotlin, like what exactly is the Kotlin and why we use Kotlin, along with some step by step installation guide for Android event in the earlier session. So, in the today's event, we are going to share with you some resources along with some hands on experiences on that resources. We will be also performing some live lives for you. Yes, without a further ado, let's move forward for the agenda of this evening. Introduction to all the Android Studio IDE. What exactly is the Android Studio IDE? The basic elements of Android Studio, then the text, button, images, and the basics of the Android Jet Compose Camp, and a little small project. Lastly, Q&A. So, the speakers for the tonight are Srishti Borkar and Kasturi Shirale, who are the member of WTMT. For now, I would like to invite Srishti on a virtual desk.
Okay, thank you, Aditi. Hello, emerging developers and tech enthusiasts. I am Srishti Borkar, and today I'm really excited to drive you on an amazing journey of creativity and innovation guided by a powerful tool known as Android Studio. Imagine you want to build something cool, like let's say a toy robot. To make this robot work, you need to write some instructions, right? That's exactly what developers and coders do when they build apps for phone, and Android Studio is just here to help us with that. We all know how technology is always changing and getting better. Well, Android Studio is like an important tool in that world. It helps developers like you to create awesome and easy to use apps for Android phones. But Android Studio isn't just about making things look nice. It's an IDE that particularly stands for Integrated Development Environment, a place where you can write your code to make your app work. It's like writing a recipe or a set of rules that tell your app what to do. Adding more on that note, Android Studio isn't just a visual playground. It helps the coder among us as well. A robust code editor awaits, where you can craft the logic of your app in Java or Kotlin. The canvas is yours to code, shape, and bring your application to life. Okay, so whether you are an experienced developer or just starting out, Android Studio is the bridge between your imagination and the digital world. It's your gateway to transforming ideas into interactive, user centric application. So get ready for an exciting journey into the future of Android development. Welcome to the Android Studio IDE. Moving on to the next part of this session, let me explain some of the basic elements of Android Studio. Some of these elements include the app folder, RES folder, emulator, and much more. So let us quickly have a glance on these actual elements. As you can see, when you open an Android Studio, you will see a friendly screen that welcomes you. It's like a starting point to your development journey, making it easy for you to explore the vast world of Android development. Moving forward, we have app folder that does a great job. Your source code would be organized in a well-structured manner in this folder itself. You can see it highlighted here. Then next we have RES folder. In this, you will find all the visual assets that give your app a unique look and feel. Things like images, layouts, and much more. Now, for those of you who love designing, Android Studio has something special for you, the XML layout editor. This is where your creativity comes to life. You can drag and drop elements like buttons and text boxes to sculpt your app's interface and bring your vision to reality. And for all the coding enthusiasts out there, Android Studio has a powerful code editor. Whether you're coding in Java or exploring the elegance of Kotlin, this editor provides a space where your creativity can soar. Lastly, you can see this mobile given icon. This is for testing your creation. It's an essential part of the development process, and Android Studio makes it easy with a built-in emulator. This emulator allows you to see how your app behaves on virtual devices of different sizes and specifications. It's like a playground where you can try out new things, make improvement, and refine your creation until it meets the highest standards of excellence. Isn't Android Studio just amazing? Let me know in the chat box. Up until now, I think you might have gotten a basic idea as to what actually Android Studio is, what are the basic concepts. So let us quickly go ahead and get our hands on to the Android Studio installation part. I hope everyone is enjoying this session. Let me know in the comment box. Okay. So in order to install Android Studio, you have to first go to Google and then search Android developers, or you can just go and click Android developer slash studio. Then you can find the first link, and in that you can just click on the green box where it says download button. After that, you would become with a set of terms and conditions. It's up to you whether you want to read that conditions or not. And when after reading those conditions or skipping as we all do, you can just tick that and then start your installation. After that, as Android Studio is a really heavy software, your installation would be done in based on your internet speed. It would be 10 to 15 minutes max. Then you could just you would have an exe file on a laptop. You could just click next until you are given a path. Well, the most important thing about this path is that it's up to you whether you want to change that path or not. If you want your PC to not slow down after the installation process, you can just change the path and then click on next until you are done with the finish button, and successfully you would have installed the Android Studio on your PC. Till now, I think you have no questions up to this, as it's a really simple process, but make sure that your PC is compatible with the Android Studio, as it's a really heavy software. Now, I would like to call Aditi to continue with the next process. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Srushti, for explaining the Android Studio concept. Now, for hands on experiences, I'll call Kasturi Shirole.
Hello and welcome. So far, you learned about Kotlin and Android Studio. Now it's time to learn more about user interfaces. Jetpack Compose is a modern way to build UI for Android apps. It simplifies and accelerates UI development with less code, powerful tools, and intuitive Kotlin APIs. I'm Kasturi and I'm thrilled to guide you through the basics of Compose. These functions Jetpack Compose is built around composable functions. With Compose, you write your user interfaces with Kotlin. These functions are small, reusable units that describe part of your UI. To create a composable function, just add the @composable annotation to your function name. Now let's get hands on with the basics. Open your Android Studio. You can see three options: New Project, Open, and VCS. To create a new project, click on the first button. If you want to open earlier projects, click on the Open button. And get from VCS means version control. That means if you have uploaded any project on GitHub, then just take it from there. For now, we will create a new project. Select the phone and tablet category and then empty activity. This empty activity is a template to build simple applications. Then click next and name your application. We'll name it as Compose Camp. Please note that your minimum SDK is set to API 24 and then click finish. The Gradle takes time to sink in. Now, you may have wondered what the first line means, right? So, package is basically a directory or a folder where our source code resides. This directory structure is uniquely distinguishes the applications of Android, such as com.example.composecamp, that is name of application. Then import is used to import libraries. Inside the onCreate method, you have a set content block. This set content block is used to display activities layout. The default template already has some composable elements. You can see many folders like app, Kotlin, Java, resource folder. Inside the resource folder, we have drawable folder where we can upload images. Then here at the rightmost corner, we can see three icons. First is the code, next split, and then design. Design is used to preview your UI, and split is used to view both code and design. Now we will start with something simple yet fundamental, the text composable. First, comment the default function. Now we will create one composable function. To create a composable function, we need to add as annotation and then composable. Then create one function using the fun keyword. Name your function as message. Pass parameter as name. Which is of string data type. Inside the function, we will add a text box which will display text on screen. Type as hello and name. Now next step is to preview a function. To preview a function, we need to add the @preview annotation before the function. Then we have some parameters like show background and show system UI, which accepts boolean values. Set it to true. Here we will call our function and pass hello world. Now click to build and refresh to generate a preview. One more thing, guys, if you have to add many text composables, then you can use the column element. You can pass as many as text. Now you can see hello world is generated on the screen. Next we will learn about buttons. For that, add one more composable function. Name it as preview button. Here, add the button composable, which has this on-click callback parameter. Now, inside the on-click callback, you can write the code for whatever you want to generate the operations after clicking the button. Next, pass text composable and add simple button. We'll comment the first message function and pass preview button. And here you can see the button is generated on our screen. Now we will see how to add images inside the Android Studio. To do so, we will first copy image and then inside the drawable folder, right click and just paste it. Next, add a function. Add image composable. It has two parameters, content description and painter object. Content description is used whenever we want to describe about the image. For now, I'll say it as dummy image. And then is the painter object. The painter object inside is used to paint the object. You need to mention the image whichever we want to render from the drawable folder. We will use painter resource, which will access our image and pass id as our dot drawable dot name of the image, that is Android. Now call our function. You can pass one more parameter, that is width and also height. Click on build and refresh. And you can see The image has been uploaded on the screen. And guys, that's all from my side.
So if you guys have any doubt about the Android Jetpack Compose, please feel free to ask it. Our experts are here to guide you through your doubts. I request you all to put your queries in the chat box. Yes, guys, come on. I guess they have understood everything. Akshada is asking where to upload images inside Android Studio.
To upload image, you need to just copy the image and paste it inside the drawable folder.
How did the program run?
We just previewed our screen. We have three icons like code and then split and design. So design is used to preview the screen, and just click build and
Yes,
refresh.
Yes, changes can be seen in the emulator itself,
green
or
button
you
is there in the
can
top of the
green
right
button
corner.
on the right top corner. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Any more question, guys?
How is the error shown in this? Like RJ Imperfect is asking.
If any error comes, then it has a red mark on that.
Mm,
The text appears as red in color.
yes.
It can show on terminal, like everything is shown on terminal itself.
Also, if you have any errors, you can check on Stack Overflow. Like there are many answers there.
So okay. Yes, they have understood everything. So yes, thanks to Srushti and Kasturi for explaining it in a best way that you can. I hope that all of you have understood what exactly is the Android Studio and how to use it. So thank you to all the visionaries, developers, partners, and the enthusiasts who have made this event a resounding success. Together, let's embrace the Android resolution and shape a future that is truly extraordinary. Goodbye for now, but remember, this is just the beginning of an incredible journey with the Android. And yes, don't forget to join us on our social platforms. The links are already there in the description box. Do check that out. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.